I don't think people understand Sherrod was my world.
Sherrod Robinson is still in shock. She says the family just wants to wake up from the terrible nightmare. Grandma Tammy Sauls says the grief is gut-wrenching.
That night, Sherrod came in the kitchen where I was at and said, "Grandma, I'll be right back. I'm gonna ride with her, and I'm coming straight back." I went to sleep to a phone call to my daughter telling me to get up and see if my grandson is in the room. They say he been shot. Worst day of my life.
Today we'll be in Richmond, Virginia, taking a walk down the halls of John Marshall High School. On May 12, 2025, just one day after a horrible crime took place, the school walls that normally echo with laughter sadly were eerily quiet, and you could feel the pain in the air. As the staffers fought back tears, all the students seemed to be in a state of shock, searching for answers that sadly would never come. All of the many accomplishments and milestones leading up to the senior year of 2025 graduation felt so unimportant as they grieved one of their own who would not be crossing the stage physically at the end of May. That person, an exceptional student, was 18-year-old Sherrod Bosher, who had big plans for his future, all before an unforeseen tragedy took place and sadly took his life. Sherrod Bosher was affectionately known as Rondo to all who knew him well. Loved ones would describe him as a teen full of positive energy, great leadership, and a spirit that touched everyone around him. Born as the first child of his mother, Sherelle, the two shared a special bond, and Sherrod had dreams of giving her the world one day. His current life was filled with so much excitement, being he was in his senior year of high school. Throughout his time in school, he played not only football but baseball too, excelling in both. He gave his all in every aspect of his life, on and off the field, and his mother played a major role in shaping him into a responsible teen. A week before Sherrod's family's life would change forever, he would celebrate his last prom, and his mother was overjoyed that he allowed her to plan it all. Sherelle later wrote, "This was one of the happiest days of my life. When it came down to prom, Sherrod let me do everything, and I mean everything. I said what color, and he said whatever color you want me to wear." Her excitement about his future was short-lived because by that next weekend, his life was tragically stolen from him.
I'm going to miss him.
Bosher, just weeks from graduating from John Marshall High School in Richmond, played football for the Justices.
Nice catch!
Any sport that he plays, like I said, just has that very competitive side to him. And just sure going to miss that kid, man.
He also played baseball at John Marshall his sophomore and junior years. We talked to his old baseball coach, Brent Butler, who told us Sherrod was super talented, a people person who loved making people laugh, and very lovable.
He's just always in a fun mood, always trying to lift people's spirit up, always smiling, big smile. If you know Sherrod, you know he just has this big smile that can just change your whole day.
He shared a story about other kids making fun of a child with autism shoes. That upset Sherrod, so he went out and bought the boy a new pair of Air Jordans.
The smile that the kid had on his face, it's something that I'll never forget. That's the type of heart that he had.
The superintendent for Richmond Public Schools, Jason Camrus, called Sherrod's death heartbreaking, especially with graduation right around the corner. He is asking folks to stay extra vigilant with the young people in your life. Keep them close. Every minute with them is so incredibly precious, and they deserve to have thousands upon thousands more in the years ahead.
To me, that's one of the hardest parts about it, was you're about to accomplish all the things that you worked for, and to not be able to have that moment with your family and your friends, your community, that's been the hardest part to kind of swallow.
Law officials confirmed Sherrod was unalive early Sunday morning in Richmond. Police will respond to report of a gunfire on the 600 block of South 2nd Street near the James River at approximately 2:15 a.m. on Sunday, May 11th, which was also Mother's Day. When officers arrived, they discovered a vehicle damaged by gunfire at the scene, but Sherrod was nowhere to be found. Shortly after, police also received a call that a teen had been dropped off at the hospital, suffering from a gunshot wound, and sadly succumbed to their injuries.
Numb, hurt. I don't think people understand Sherrod was my world.
Sherrod Robinson is still in shock. her firstborn, Sherrod Bosher. Early Mother's Day. She says the family just wants to wake up from the terrible nightmare. Grandma Tammy Sauls says the grief is gut-wrenching.
That night, I went to sleep to a phone call to my daughter telling me to get up and see if my grandson is in the room.
Bosher wasn't there.
She said, Mom, they say he been shot. Worst day of my life. That was my first grandson. It hurts. It hurt me to my soul. To my soul. I had just purchased him a car for graduation.
This Mercedes SUV was supposed to be his graduation gift. A young man who grinded out the grades at John Marshall High School in Richmond, played football and baseball, a life sunk by senseless violence. Bosher was shot several times in South 2nd Street and rushed to a local hospital in a car before being pronounced at the emergency room.
He was beyond exceptional and a teen that was not involved in the streets. His life had so much promise, and his loss was a major blow to the community. He was 2 weeks away from graduation. All of his years of hard work was about to pay off, and walking across that stage to receive his diploma would have been full circle. As a parent, there is nothing more fulfilling than seeing your child become great, and that chance was stolen not only from Sherrod, but his family. His future plans were laid out to become a welder, either by entering an apprentice program at the Norfolk shipping yard or joining the Navy to pursue his welding.
We had several conversations about the Navy. I took him to take the practice test. So we were shooting for the Navy.
This hurt ain't gonna ever go away. I want justice. I want justice. I want to go in a courtroom. I want to be able to go in a courtroom and ask why. What was the reason? What did he do? What did he do for you to have to kill him? Nothing can be that serious.
His peers wrote, "To our captain, we love you. You weren't just a teammate or a classmate, you were family. A hype man, a superstar, our captain. Your legacy will live on in every heart you inspired." His life cut short, broke his family, and shattered his mother's heart. Not only was a son stolen, but a friend, a teammate, a dreamer, and a future that no one will get to see. Sherrod's passing ripped a hole through the entire community. His life mattered, and he should still be here. Major crime detectives are investigating and asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 804-780-1000. My thoughts and prayers go out to his family and all who care for him, and I pray that they get justice sooner than later. Also, please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.